Hey RATBAGGERS, it's Jade today giving a first impressions semi-review of a new survival game that's coming out soon. It's got a demo available as of today, part of the Steam Next Fest. Not too sure it's going to stay up afterwards, so go and check it out. It's published by the same people that make DayZ, and it's obviously made by a small little independent team. And yes, at first glance you're thinking it's a knockoff Minecraft. But after playing about an hour of it so far, it's definitely got potential promise. What is it? It is Everwind. It's a RPG survival game set with you building an airship to go and explore various and higher islands floating in the sky. There are land masses, but a lot of sea, and as you progress higher, you'll get access to more rare loot and more better gear. Definitely got a fantasy kind of vibe with it, with the kind of RPG mechanics. There's lots of skills and buffs that you can utilise as you gain experience in the game. And lots of big enemies, particularly a focus on skeletons it seems from a lot of the trailers. Looting dungeons, flying and upgrading your airship in a blocky style, so yes, you'll be able to go and customise it. This has been really popular lately. Think about Lost Skies, we've got Forever Skies, we've got Loft, Solarpunk. Basically, Sky Survival seems to be really in vogue, maybe being overdone already, even though we haven't really had that killer game just yet. Aloft did okay. I'm struggling to think of another really popular survival game that has an airship as its core. So let's go into it right now. You should find a link also to the Steam page with the demo if you want to come check it out in the comment section. And I'm trying to be back. I know I've not been consistent enough with this channel uploading stuff. I have actually got a let's play of me playing Everwind. First episode's already out on my other channel, Jade PG Crafted, so go and check it out if you want to see actual full gameplay with a little bit more in depth, and I should be doing a few episodes of it. So yeah, let's go. So the game can be played single player or co-op. I think it's going to be up to 4 players, pretty bog standard. Part of the demo is that you wake up on some sort of tower roof and then you make your way down, facing off against a variety of different monsters. Well, variety of skeletons at least. I was pleased to see they had mostly controller support figured out for the game as well. I think there will be questions about why would you not just play Minecraft, since it's very similar in terms of blocky looks and stuff. I don't know, I think there's definitely room for more games that are similar to what we've seen. I mean, Minecraft doesn't explicitly have air bases unless you've bought some packs or DLC. So that premise is pretty fresh for a base game. And while it definitely has got that block feel, it doesn't necessarily feel completely like Minecraft. There are lots of blocks you can break with the right tools, there are other blocks that you can't. The focus does definitely seem to be leaning into the RPG stuff. Combat was probably its worst feature so far, but that might just be down to not having a full grasp of all the skills. There seems to be a focus on 3 different sort of classes, which I'll go over in a second. But the combat, yeah, you can block, but there didn't seem to be any kind of perfect parry or anything like that with the early stages at least. And the enemies were pretty relentless, like not really giving you a let up. They don't seem to have any kind of stamina. A bane of so many survival games is lack of inventory space, but this one seems to be pretty good. Good, nice, chunky set. Maybe you'll be able to upgrade it in future, but of course you'll have your base building stuff. And I quite like the art style. Yeah, some people are going to say it's a bit kiddified. It's got all the typical sort of survival mechanics with lots of crafting stations and obviously supplying or making sure you've got enough gear and food. So cooking, repairing tools, crafting new items. There is a block bench where you can craft all sorts of new blocks as well as mine them, and of course smelting, which is time based. I've kept my eye on this a few times now in separate list videos of upcoming survival games and a few one-offs on my other channel, and seeing the amount of armour and weapons and stuff they've got planned, it does look like it really could be a lot of fleshing out to make something that's pretty simple into something a bit more complex. It won't be at the realms of like a medieval Borderlands picking up a bazillion swords, but definitely there is a lot of promise from what I've seen from the dev blogs. Also nice just to have a traditional leveling system as well. Fight enemies, do things, get XP, get some skills. Something we don't always still see in a lot of survival games. Now technically, it's not a true survival game in the sense of the word, because you notice there's no food bar or anything like that, it's just simply health and stamina. But you do need to eat to obviously regain your health. So survival light. I like this feature of using the compass. It teleports you back to home, and then once you've built your airship, it will teleport you back to your airship. So don't worry if you ever get pushed off your ship by a teammate. And the world seems pretty big. This is just the demo, remember, and there was a ton of islands that seemingly you could go and explore. I'll bet I haven't actually fully explored all of them, so you never know, there might be like an invisible wall. Not too sure about the repair system, costs like a copper ingot and some wood to make some repair kits, and then yeah, it's kind of getting grating on me that games have so much focus on repairing gear when we've got Valheim doing it for free, and Shrouded also pretty much doing it for free. I think that's the way forward for games like these maybe, or just simply make it so cheap and easy that it's never really a problem. So the right tool for the right job, certain blocks will show you what's best to actually harvest them with. Pop up a little symbol saying it's obviously an axe like this one, or if it's stone, a pickaxe. And yeah, really, apart from like structures and the flooring, the rest of the world does seemingly have a little bit more to it than just blocky trees. It's definitely taking some cues from Minecraft with the ambience, and maybe some of the music being quite peaceful, and then ramping up when you're into combat and stuff, but it was quite pleasant and chill. Just ran around gathering lots of resources and seeing what they would actually maybe do and unlock. New items will come in the form of blueprints that you can then learn, and then they'll give you access to better gear and stuff. Not too sure what they got in mind in terms of either farming or husbandry, animal husbandry with creatures and stuff. So far it just seems like, yeah, you're killing a lot of them just to get meat and fur. There are little bits of lore floating around though, and statues and mysterious places. And even if you just want some of this as decoration, you can go ahead and do that. All in all, it's just pretty much fine. There's nothing amazing new here, nothing that's really super addictive just yet, but it's not a bad game either. The loops to gathering resources seem pretty simple right now. Combat will need some more work for sure, but the layouts, the menus, the UI, it's all reasonably done well. I do hope they've got more planned for enemy variety. I know this is like the first stages, but we basically saw 3 different types of skeleton, and from the trailers I didn't really see too much going on with other types of enemies. And ways to make the different build sets in the game in terms of classes really means something. It could be interesting, as they've only got really 3. I like the fact that at the moment it's just basically warrior, arcanist and engineer, and the engineer sounds promising. I'm hoping they really do lean into more steampunk stuff, and maybe not automation, because I know some people are kind of sick of it being shoehorned into their survival games. But as someone that absolutely loved watching Minecraft Tech It videos back in the day, which was a series of mods that helped basically automate stuff, I'd be down if they had more ways to connect your furnaces and stuff, which is all pretty time based at the moment, where you literally got to wait a few minutes for ore to cook. And it's pretty intriguing that the higher you get, it's going to get more difficult. That could really pay off. Knowing if you want an easier time, you just simply have to go a bit lower to a lower island, rather than necessarily getting to a point where you're just really gated because you haven't leveled up enough. It'd be super easy just to get back and find some other places to help. By the end of my playtime so far, I managed to find the wreckage of an airship, and it was pretty simple and easy as well, not overcomplicated in getting it up and running, and away you go, which was nice as well with different camera angles and stuff. Could be really cool to see what players can come up with in terms of their ship designs. Like, how big could you build a giant floating fortress, or is it simply a case of hitting a limit where it's really only going to be like a ship size, small ship size base? And there you go. As I said, I've got a half-an-hour let's play, and I'll probably do a few more on my other channel as well if you want to check it out. But that's my impressions review so far of the Everwind demo. It is part of the Steam Next Fest. Not too sure if it's going to be up beyond that. Definitely go and check it out while you've got time. And like I said, if I get any news about it coming to other platforms in the future, I'll let you know. And yeah, could be on my list when it does eventually launch.